Last night I saw a video, and I'm doing this video as a response to that video, also to help maybe clarify some things. The video that I saw was about the rapture. Got my head scratching. It's like, oh man, rapture, what is going on with this rapture stuff? So I had to go search it myself, find out. So in the video I saw that the author had went to Matthew 24:30 and took out of context what Jesus was saying. So I just went ahead and did my research, and I read the whole chapter 24. I'm going to start at verse 4 where Jesus actually starts talking, and I'm going to read it to you and tell me what you think, because I'm going to hit on a couple key points that might help clarify things. 24 verse 4, Jesus answered, "Watch out that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name, claiming I am the Christ, and will deceive many. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All of these are the beginnings of the birth pains." There's an important issue coming now. Verse 9, "Then you will be handed over to be persecuted to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me. At that time, many will turn away from the faith and will betray and hate each other, and many false prophets will appear and deceive many people." Verse 12, "Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold, but he who stands firm to the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come." And then the end will come. So when you see standing in the holy place, this is important, please pay attention. So when you see standing in the holy place the abomination that causes desolation spoken of through the prophet of Daniel, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let no one on the roof go into his house to take anything from the house. Let no one in the field go back to get his cloak. How dreadful will be in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. Pray that your flight will not take place in winter or on the Sabbath. For then there will be great distress, unequaled from the beginning of the world until now, and never to be equaled again." That sounds kind of crucial. That sounds like the tribulation. After that is when the followers are supposed to go meet the Maker. Verse 22, "If those days had not been cut short, no one would survive. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be shortened." Let's think about that for a second. If there was a rapture, the rapture that I hear about is God or Jesus coming and taking all his followers to heaven with him before the 7-year tribulation. But right here in Matthew, it says that if those days had not been cut short, no one would survive, but for the sake of the elect. For the elect. So God cut the days shorter of the suffering for the sake of his people. But his people were taken in the rapture. But that's not in the Bible. That's not in Matthew. Nobody says that. But we're going to keep going. Actually, let's get down to verse 29. Verse 29 says, "Immediately after the distress of those days." So right after all that stuff happens, this happens right now. "The sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. At that time, the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky, and all nations of the earth will mourn. They will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of the sky with power and great glory." So now, after the distress is over, the same distress that will never be equal ever again, after that's over with, we will see Jesus coming in the sky with his power and his glory. And there's elect on the earth. Where'd the people go? Where's the rapture? It's not in Matthew. Matthew is Jesus' hand-picked apostle to record the truth, the gospel, so that we can have it, so we can understand, so we can seek the truth. And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds. They will gather his elect, so there's still people on earth when Jesus comes. They will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. Now learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. So even when you see all these things, you know that it is near, right at the door. I tell you the truth, this generation will certainly not pass until these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass. Now this is where the video comes in. Now that we have read the first part of the chapter, no one knows about the day or the hour, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage up to the day Noah entered the ark. Everybody's business continued as normal, even to the day that Noah just jumped in his boat. It's time to go, everybody go, let's go. And they knew nothing of what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. That is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. 2 men will be left in the field, one will be taken and the other left. 2 women will be grinding with the handmill, one will be taken and the other left. So Jesus, he's coming back, took his elect from the 4 corners of the earth, but this is how it's happening, as he's explaining it to them. 1 person's left, 1 staying in the ground, or 1 staying in the field. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what time of night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch, and would not have let his house be broken into. So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at any hour when you do not expect him. Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom the master has put in charge of servants of his household to give them food at the proper time? It is good for that servant whose master finds him doing so when he returns. I tell you the truth, he will be put in charge of all his possessions. But suppose that servant is wicked and says to himself, my master is staying away a long time, and he then begins to beat his fellow servants and eat and drink with drunkards. The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect, and at an hour that he is not aware of. He will cut him into pieces and assign a place with the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. That tells you right there why one's left and one's gone. Because he will be cut up into pieces and cast down with the hypocrites. The gnashing and the weeping, that's hell. That is when Jesus is here and the tribulation's over and the evil is being cast into hell. But nowhere in the whole chapter 24 that I read was there anything about a rapture. Thank you.